Hello Libras, welcome back to Deku Tarot. Welcome to your October 2020 reading. Happy birthday. This is the month that everything has been really leading up to all year. And surprisingly or unsurprisingly enough, I pulled almost like half of your reading and looked at it and it wasn't recording anything. So all these cards are already out and we're just going to get right into this and start talking, okay? This month, you will hear a lot, experience a lot. There's going to be a lot of upending truths, information, and shifts in our life that just happen. And we might not see it coming. And yet there's something about the energy that I believe you guys know or have known that this was the month where everything was going to change. And even as I look behind me, there's all these birds flying. And it is time to take flight for you guys with some new knowledge that you have. Yet there's a lot of disparity with a situation that you're in, something you believe, where you're at, whatever this might be. You've held on to this very deeply, this belief, this feeling, this relationship, and seen it as a sense of freedom, as something to believe in, as something to respect, something that defines you, that you are. And there's such lack of harmony that I see here. There isn't stability here anymore. We're not happy. We're not relaxed. We're not enjoying this when the Four of Wands is reversed. There is, for me, when I see the Four of Wands reversed, I often almost see it in like a broken house, a broken home. There's suddenly no more legs for, or walls really for this house to stand upon. It is changed. There is no longer a security here because something has come through, because we haven't made a decision about something that we have learned. Two of Swords is the card that came up first up right here, the only card in that first pull that I got up right. And it's because, especially in this deck, you're grappling with a decision, and it's very intense, very difficult. It's really wrestling with it. What do I lose if I admit these things? What do I lose if I recognize this truth for what it is? What do I lose if I start to truthfully understand my feelings and why this bothers me so? And for some of you, this feels like somebody said something or did something that was very disruptive to you, that suddenly turn the lights on about a truth that maybe you couldn't see before, about the treatment in a relationship, about an inequality in a work situation, whatever it might be. It shocks you, it hurts you, and it leaves you feeling like, what am I supposed to do about this? Oh, and there's a bumblebee coming at me. What am I supposed to do about this? It may be much like a bumblebee coming at you. You don't want to hurt it, hit it, because you loved it for so long, because you care for it. And yet, if it's going to try to sting you, hurt you, and you're allergic to it, you have to protect yourself, right? It's time to step away. It's time to run away from that and start heading in a new direction. Or to take that EpiPen or smack that bee, right? Even if it does suck. But Temperance reverse here in the Seven of Pentacles reverse shows that this has not grown. This has not grown to, how do I put this? Especially if it's a job situation. Monetarily, it has not been, you've been putting in a lot of effort and have received almost nothing. You've maybe been at something for a long time, given somebody something, the benefit of the doubt. How many times? And it has just failed you again and again and again. There's a lack of substance, a lack of growth, a lack of intelligence. When you get also the Seven of Pentacles and that and the Temperance card reversed here, not 10. But Temperance reverse here is very much like your work, especially for a lot of you guys. I mean, Libras, you're known for this, but your work-life balance is unhealthy. Let's just talk about that in a really realistic way here. Whether this is about work-life balance, whether this is about nothing to do with work, there's a lot of truths that we need to recognize this month, and there's a lot that we need to learn from it, rather than try to do that Libra thing that we do where we balance it, because it'd be much more beneficial to others in the job and the situation and the money, and we can find all these reasons to not change, to not step off of our platform and say, you know what, I've changed my mind, or you know what, I've changed. It's okay. There's nothing that you are negatively giving up when you change. when you restructure your life, when you change your idea, when you change your beliefs, when you change your ideals, when you change who you are and what you stand for, or how you're going to be treated at work. Maybe it's when you change your job and how you're going to let somebody treat you. And I have to say, the wind just flipped one of these cards over. I'm going to have to hold on to these guys. Hold on. I have to put my phone on them so that they don't fly away, because now it's getting a bit windy. But that Queen of Pentacles did fly right out. We have to find a more stable work-life balance. We have to take time for ourselves, and we have to take time to emotionally work through some stuff and mentally work through some stuff that we have been distracting ourselves with work. Okay? You've been distracting yourself from something that you need to work through. It's something that has come up emotionally that is going to keep hitting at you, itching at you, until you deal with it. You have to find some type of balance with that. Because when that Temperance card, I'm trying to just hold these cards down because it's getting a bit windy. But there is a lack of patience here as well, and a lack of an ability to really, what is the word I'm looking for? To make a decision, to balance things within your life here. There's a real lack of balance and a lack of ability to do so, because you're so focused on the fact that you're right, or you're very free about something, when in fact it's very suffocating and has put you in a really negative position. Because the Hermit is reversed here, and then the Tower is reversed, right? That's not good. We have been unwilling to take a deeper look at something, to take a more solitary, if you were just to take everything out, all the opinions, like even if this is about like, say, political stuff right now, if you were to take out everybody else's opinions, take out this, take out that, how do you really feel about something that, you know, for example, like one of them said or something like that? It could be anything. I'm just using that as an example of, like, if you take out all like the bells and the whistles and the drama of it all, how did that really make you feel, and why is that sticking to you so much? Did that hurt you? Did that change your mind about somebody? Did that change your mind in some type of way that you didn't expect to, and you never thought you would change on? And are you now too set in those ways, too stubborn, and too afraid of the life that you've built up here around you, crumbling if you change a little bit, if you say one thing, if you head the other way a little bit? What do you think is going to happen? You're terrified. And there's a lack of, again, ability to sit back and deal with this. When the Hermit is reversed, you have not taken the time to spiritually work this out, to emotionally work this out, to take the time away from all these things that make you believe these things, make you feel these things. If you step away from it all, you might change your mind. You might see this whole situation in a different light. You might find that you actually are not of this mindset, that you want to change. And again, I'm not like, for example, like I wasn't just talking about politics just then. I just use that as an example in that 1 second, so I don't want people like jumping down my throat. I just was trying to find a way to explain this type of feeling here. But the High Priestess comes up reversed after that, with the Eight of Wands reversed. You have not been listening to your higher self. And I mean, let's just be honest here. Like, that is exactly the message that you get when the High Priestess comes up reversed with that Eight of Wands reversed. You know, we are ignoring something that is very, very much in our face, that our higher self has been saying, hey, this is something that, you know, again, it's that feeling, it's a red flag, it's something, an inkling inside you that keeps coming up, and that is saying, you know, I do have the answer to this. I do know why you're upset. I do know why things feel wrong. I do know why you're so stressed, anxious, and are carrying all this tension in you, which I know you guys are feeling, but are refusing to, again, do something about, because we're still in this grappling state. No, I don't want to do something about this, even though it has not worked out. We don't have the patience to see this through. We don't have what it takes in some ways to balance a situation, to learn to temper ourselves, to bring things back into alignment and balance with knowledge, to grow forward with knowledge, because I mean, that is really what that's about, is to transform through our knowledge with temperance. How do we temper the situation? How do we grow? How do we learn more, to become better? How do we grow? You have to learn. You have to sit down. You got to learn. I mean, that's really that message of her as well, right? You got to sit down, put in that effort, work on that. A garden doesn't take a second to grow. You don't just go out and buy a potted plant and say, I have a garden, or I have a cucumber plant. Now there's my pumpkins or cucumbers or whatever. You're going to have to plant that, nurture it, take some time. You're going to have to learn a lot of new ways to do this if you wanted to learn how to, you know, garden or something. That's just an example. But again, you get these types of energies that are just saying you cannot move forward. There will not be a freeing up of energy. I mean, this is literally saying you are keeping yourself in this prison. You are the one that is not freeing up your energy because you are taking what people are telling you or what you're learning and not doing anything with it. Not reaching out, not saying something, not allowing it to change you. You'd rather sit on that, again, that midline that you want to be at. But you have to realize you've fallen from that midline anyways. And it's time to start doing something about this, changing the situation, making a decision. If you don't want to be with this person anymore, if this viewpoint, ideology, job, whatever it might be, is not satisfying for you anymore, it is time to change, and it's time to talk about what pushed you to that point in the first place, to recognize those feelings, to explore them, and to really, really look at why that shifted in you and what that really means about this situation now moving forward. Because there is a major shift about something, again, that you love, that you feel comfortable with, that you feel safe with, that you trusted, that you know, or you feel you know. But it's like this, there's information that will come to you this month, and it's going to feel almost a lot like August, where things are just like bam, 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 and your mindset changes. And this time it's like, you can't keep ignoring this. To have that High Priestess reverse, that Eight of Wands reverse in the face of the Knight of Wands in the world, with that Five of Pentacles reverse, it is asking you to communicate. It is asking you to speak on these things, to say how you are really feeling, even if it might feel like embarrassing, or you're afraid of how other people might take it. Maybe it's like, for some of you, it could be like even coming out or something like that. But it's a really big shift and a change that we have now realized and has been sitting in us, that has not come out into the real world, has not reached the surface level, right? Cards, please don't fly away. Let's pull a few more here. It is getting a little bit darker, so hoping it doesn't rain on us. It's beautiful weather. I can't believe I can wear shorts here up in the Northeast in October. That's like never a thing. Wow, and there it is. If you are willing to let go of some pride, of some childish need to win, of a real stubborn quality in you here, you get that Page of Pentacles reversed. It's a childlike stubbornness, an inability to be like, I don't want him. Oh, I don't want to change. Well, this is, I love them anyways, and it's fine. It's like, okay, but they just punched you in the face and then took all your money. Do you really love them that much? Or they said something horrible about you. Why would you want to love that person again? Why do you love something that hurts you? Is really the crux of this reading. You're giving energy, time, your heart and soul to something that just refuses to love you back and continues to hurt you. And it is time to make a decision and to take responsibility for that and say, you know what? I've been spending too long in this, and it's time for me to do that. I can't make you do that. It's up to you. Whether you decide that you want to live a truly free, happy life, or this feeling that is so heavy on you is just gone. And all it takes is raising your hand, saying what you got to say, and making the move that you got to make, because the energy, time, money, whatever this is that you've been putting into this person, this situation, again, this mindset, this goal, it's just not been good. And it is time to reevaluate this and listen to the red flags. Pay attention to them. Pay attention to those feelings, your dreams as well. If you have been having really strange dreams with really poignant messages, been seeing things that are very poignant in their messages that you keep saying, no, it's not that, it's nothing, I should ignore that. Don't. Pay attention. Pay attention. This is the moment of change, of transformation, and only you can do it. Death may look like a scary card, but this is the ending of something and the beginning of something so much better. It's the transformation. It is where all things pause and begin again. It is where the transformation takes place. Some things must end. And I mean, this is very clear in your reading here. And of course, we get this for, your annual reading. But the world and death with justice, you have to take responsibility and put an end to something in your life that has taken so much from you, that has separated you from those that you love, that has separated you from feeling happy, from feeling satisfied, from feeling fulfilled. There's something that you just don't want to let go of, but you need to let go of, or else you will not find happiness in this situation. You don't want to get to that point, Libra, and I feel like I have to warn you guys about this a lot because you're Libras. You don't want to get to that point where the Tower, the Death card, the World card, and your higher self here all come at you at once and make it happen in a painful way. You want it to be on your terms, in, you know, your decision, because you chose to, right? All right, anything else here for Libras? I'm feeling like we're nearing the end of it. You guys kill me right now. Oh my gosh, you guys are killing me. Literally just like made me choke. If that wasn't, like, if we haven't been as, you know, straightforward in this reading with everything else that we've said, I feel like, do I even have to say what this means? 2 of Swords, 9 of Swords reversed, Ace of Wands. Your fears, your guilt, your shame weigh you back from taking this new path forward. You have to choose the lightening up of the energy here, the Ace of Wands. It's here for you. When the Ace of Wands shows up, you have a new path forward. You have a new ideology, a new energy to throw at something new, a new path forward that brings you a lot more joy, a lot more physical energy, emotional energy, talking energy. This is good. And it's going to take you in a positive, successful direction. But you have to get over the shame, the fear, the guilt of what happens when you make that choice, and when you tell people that you're making that choice, when you tell people that you've changed, and that maybe you do feel guilty, ashamed, hurt by something. Or maybe you feel you've done that to somebody else and it is time to talk about it. We haven't talked about that throughout the whole reading, but that is a feeling I get as well. Maybe you did hurt somebody, and you have been feeling very ashamed, guilty, in pain about it. It has weighed on you a long time, but it is time for this decision to happen, and it's time for you to change. This is the moment, okay? And I have to say, October is not gonna be light to you just because it's your birthday. Sorry, Libras. I love you so much, though. Let's pull an oracle to finish this out, actually. I'm just gonna literally put these decks on these cards so they don't fly away. And then we're gonna finish it out here. If you guys want to check out Truly Divine and see, you know, your birth chart analysis, compatibility analysis, numerology analysis, they do an absolutely incredible job. They are also offering 30% off with my code Deku30. It's in my description box below. Check them out. They're amazing. And if you want to book a private reading, guys, all of my information, as always, is right below this video in the description box. And do follow me over on Instagram for, you know, spells and other fun things over there. I do little updates on astrology, and I do fun spells over there, etc. Wow, so we get this card. All right, anything else for Libras? Advice, guidance for Libras. I knew that card was coming out. I was like, if I pull these cards and that card doesn't come out, I'm calling bullshit, because that's real. All right, let's do this. Okay, let's do it. Unnecessary fear. So again, remember what I was talking about? You fear something unnecessarily. You're so afraid of what the outcome is going to be, how everyone's going to react, what'll happen. Come on. All right, so pull this card and know that you fear unnecessarily. Things are not as they seem, and you can overcome your obstacles. The anxieties you have, although real, should be put aside before they haunt you long term. Instead, trust that you know the correct next steps and that you will act upon them. And then we get Skull of Flowers, which is a really nice card to end on, I think, for you guys for your birthday. The Skull of Flowers, oh, you know what? No, we're starting it up earlier because I think that this message is really quite poignant and special in this deck. Sometimes we wish for a life different from the one that we have, and that can mean radical change. Sometimes to have that new life, everything falls apart to make it so, and that can be uncomfortable. We may lose our relationships. We may lose, or they may change. We might lose a job, have to move house, or become ill. All big events that lead to a reassessment of the how of our lives. The Skull of Flowers illustrates that there is a sureness and yet a rawness to creating again, to starting afresh. And oh my God, the wind picked up as soon as I said that. Sometimes the universe gives us a blank slate to work from so we can build what we really want rather than just settling for less. The Skull of Flowers celebrates not just a kind of phoenix energy, but an energy of success and full bloom through adversity. All right, Libra, your messages are very poignant, very intense this month. Take them, don't take them. I can't tell you what to do with your life. I love you guys so, so much. Have a wonderful and amazing month of October. Happy Halloween. Happy Samhain. Namaste, guys.